Good morning, fellow readers. We just got back from break, so I had some time to read several books that I would like to suggest to you. The first one I'm going to look at is Song for a Whale by Lynn Kelly. When I look at a book, when I read one of the first things I ask myself is there something unique about this book? Is there something here that adds to the canon or to the library that doesn't already exist? And for this book, it is an enthusiastic yes. Our main character is deaf, and she goes to a school where she is the only deaf student. She's often not included much. Sometimes teachers and students alike, they sort of just ignore her. She has a really hard time communicating, and she's very frustrated, and she's been in trouble a little bit at school because of that frustration. When her teacher tells her about a whale, Whale 55, and he has the same problem she does. He cannot communicate with other whales. He's on a different frequency than they are, and they don't understand his song, and so he's become kind of a loner. Now, although this whale is fictional, there is a whale that did have this problem that researchers followed and did a lot of research on, and she talks about it that at the end of the book. But our character decides that she wants to find a way to communicate with this whale, and she goes on quite a journey to do that. And she has, a lot of tenacity, and she has a lot of talent with electronics, and she finds a way of communicating with Whale 55, but he's 3,000 miles away. And so she has to find a way to get her message to him. Lynn Kelly is a sign language interpreter, and so this is a world she's very familiar with, and she does an amazing job of giving us a glimpse into what it's like to be a deaf person in a hearing culture. Also, how deaf culture is different when deaf people are speaking to each other. And a lot of interesting information about the language and how sign language differs so much from spoken language. Iris's father has never really learned sign language, and so he tries to translate what he's saying to her word for word. And there's a couple situations that are kind of funny because they just don't translate. He uses idiomatic phrases and things that just don't translate into sign language. Now, of course, that can be frustrating for Iris, that her father has really never tried to learn her language. So this is a lovely glimpse into a different culture, but it is also just an amazing story of triumph and ingenuity and tenacity. So I think it's one that you are going to love, and I think your students are going to love as well. So give it a try. Lynn Kelly, Song for a Whale.